Hello, my lovies.
Hey.
It's TGI Friday.
It's so funny how every time that we do one of these, you both have different hairstyles.
Yeah, I try to switch it up every once in a while so that I don't look the same all the time.
And I tried to too, but it's not working. So
yeah,
I don't have the same bummy ass hairstyle though.
You do have some wigs, so I mean, you can always put on some hair.
I need to buy me a wig. I've been looking at wigs on Instagram. I'm like, ooh, I want to try that. I want to try that.
Be careful because sometimes you'll get,
That's why I haven't bought one. I'm just like nervous. Like, how's this really gonna look? Because
you better go to like a beauty supply place and buy one and get it fitted. But yeah, so how's everyone doing?
It's been
Friday.
Yeah, it is Friday. Praise the Lord. Anyway, so we got a good hot topic to talk about. Chris just told us some shit, and I saw.
I did not know about.
Two climate protesters decided to take it upon themselves to take cans of tomato soup and throw it onto Van Gogh's sunflowers at the National Gallery in London, and then superglued their hands to the wall. And to protest what basically climate change and how
they don't feel like their leaders in London are doing enough. Is that why they?
Yeah,
because the art part of it and then climate change, it's not kind of matching up for me.
Oh, it paused. Oh, there it is. It's back.
So is that on the glass? On the glass or on the actual picture?
No, that's an actual painting. It didn't have a glass. Well, the Mona Lisa wasn't covered up for a long time either, and until people started acting up. And now they wrote it off and they have it in like in glass casing.
More art or life? It's worth more than food, worth more than justice. Are you more concerned about the protection of a painting or the protection of our planet and people? The cost of living crisis is part of the cost of oil crisis. Fuel is unaffordable to millions.
You get the point. But this is them throwing
good point.
Yeah, that's them throwing it. Yeah, you look at here.
If I was a security guard there, I'd grab those chicks, probably rip their skin off their hand from the wall. They'd have I'd frame the skin on the wall.
Oh, that's so gross.
But here's the thing. I get that they're trying to prove a point, and I'm all for people protesting, but when that is just a little bit much. I mean, it got our attention because we're talking about it. So I guess they succeeded.
Right.
So, but another thing is, at what cost? Because they've ruined a painting that is worth what, $100 million or whatever, and they obviously ain't got $100 million to pay back. So, and they're probably going to go to jail, but I guess they're okay with that because they're so, dedicated to their cause. I don't see the purpose of doing something like that, but to each their own. That's all I got to say about that.
They said the copy went on auction at Christie's. Much as $40 million was paid to purchase it. Taking into account inflation, the painting would have cost $100 million. But what I get the protests. I get we're talking about this and the other, but
we're talking about we can't do anything about it. So us talking about it means nothing. And then it's, to me, basically, those things are kind of pointless because you take it that regular people like you and I are going to make a difference. Go and throw paint on the Prime Minister's door.
I'm sorry. The painting should not be damaged by the attack, but they were aware that the canvas is protected by a glass screen. Okay.
So it wasn't damaged.
So it's protected. Okay.
So throw that soup, girl.
Yes, and stick your hands to the wall.
How is it not protected by glass? I mean,
a lot of paintings. I know, but yeah. So
not in 2022.
They ain't that stupid. Put it that
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I guess they learned from the Mona Lisa, or so yeah.
No, I'm talking about the protesters. The protesters. I'm talking about the protesters, because if they put it on something that could not be, they're gonna have to pay for that. They're going. I mean,
they're going to who's paying for jail though? Our taxes, so they're not paying for anything.
They'd be in jail for the rest of their lives, or indebted for the rest. $100 million.
Yeah, but I doubt they'll go to jail for the rest. I doubt. I mean, I don't know what if England, or I don't think they'll go to jail that long, if they even do jail.
I mean, wouldn't that be like on the scale of grand larceny?
Yeah, if you damage something for $100 million and you had to pay restitution back.
Oh yeah, they're probably going to have to pay restitution if any part of that portrait was damaged.
Right. But, so if you can't afford, if there's two regular people and it's worth $100 million. How you won't get $50 million for the rest of you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But again,
they won't get it.
Again, actions have consequences. So now whenever they get a job to do whatever, they get their wages garnished because they owe $50 million each, that's on them, not my problem.
Well, obviously they don't have that much of a job if they open the gallery throwing paint and painting it and going
They probably do. They probably work for like some environmental, nonprofit company, and yeah, whatever. I mean,
it's just
it's foolishness. I don't see the point. But again, I see the point because we're talking about it and it's all over the internet and news and whatever. So
can I tell you a story real quick?
What happened?
So I finally ended up with like the ring thing for the door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I had it for about a month and get all these like fucking notifications, excuse my language, on it. So I get
you can set it. You can set it for a certain way where it only comes up with people or zones.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So we get a notification 7:00 in the morning. Nobody's home, and I'm like, who's at the door at 7:00 in the morning? So I go to check, and there's a fucking mouse on my door peeping through.
Did you save it?
I did not. I did not. You know what? It might still be in there. I have to go and look. I have been traumatized. I don't know if it was coming down or going up, but it was at the door. And I'm like, I didn't know mice could climb.
Oh,
and so,
girl, they can jump too.
They can what?
They can jump
they want. Too. If they were on a table or something and they wanted to get something, they jump right off that bitch.
Stop. So I don't know if it like was trying to like get into like the screen door, or if it was just, I don't know where it could have been coming from, like if it was coming down or but anyway. So I have been like so traumatized. So when I walk up on my porch,
girl, you better check your gutters and everything. Make sure your gutters on the bottom, the drains have those little things stuffed in them.
So we did that one. Right now, my house smells like a straight up Christmas tree shop or something, because I got cinnamon, peppermint like everywhere, like all on the outside. It's all on the outside.
You know what else? You know what other scent they don't like either, which will keep them away, and like not gerbils, like chipmunks and stuff, and squirrels is Irish Spring soap. So if you got like bars of Irish Spring soap and like
I don't, but I get some
and chopped it up and put it around like areas of your house, your foundation and stuff.
Okay.
Even if you have plants and stuff out there, whatever, you put it around there. They hate the smell of Irish Spring.
Oh, okay. I was like, but I never like it just because it was like looking in the freaking ring.
It's like it's getting cold out in these streets. It's trying to like figure out how it's auditioning houses where it's gonna live throughout the wintertime. That's what that motherfucker's doing.
And I mean, like in the house, I hear anything. I'm like, what is that fucking mouse?
See, I don't have a ring. I have my doorbell camera through my alarm, ADT. So I'm glad I don't get notifications like if someone were to walk up on my door like that.
Mm-hmm.
I just get it like if somebody rings the bell. But the good thing is I have the app, so at any given time I can pull up the app and see, and it records if somebody walks by or
But it's good because when I had my last week, I was just sitting here and someone was at my garage. I'm like, who's at my garage? And then I go out there, and it was the city inspector. Someone had called. I tell you this.
Yeah, you did.
Someone had called about my bushes, and he said, "A good thing you answered the door because I would have had to cite you for $250." Good thing you answered. So that's the only reason.
But he gave you the chance to cut, right? He gave you the chance to cut him down.
Yeah. So then I cut him down. That took me 4 hours to cut them down, whatever. Then I put a post on the Nextdoor app. You know the Nextdoor app? And I said, if you want to be a good neighbor, I said, next time you have a problem with a bush or some of that, knock on the door, leave a note, do whatever you need to, just to be like a responsible, if you have a real problem with something. I put that on there. So I got all these, you're responsible for your hedges, this, that, and the other. So, I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm trying to be a good neighbor. All this stuff, right? I cut it back, whatever. And I put a picture of the before, right? So then I go away. I get a phone call from Pablo again, the city guy. Now we're cool.
Okay.
Cool. He said, yeah, I had to come back and check it because I got 2 other phone calls about it now. I was like, you motherfuckers. After my post, you're going to fucking call up on me. And then I put a second post and I said, look, you motherfuckers. Basically, I said, here's the after picture. Maybe I should have put this first. My point was not about the hedges. I know I'm responsible. I did it immediately. Thank you very much. But if I'm talking about being a good neighbor.
Yeah.
If you want to be a good neighbor, I just told you what you should do.
Snitch.
I heard that what is it called again? That neighborhood app?
Nextdoor.
I heard that can get like racist as it can get wild on there. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna opt out.
No, I like to see what people are saying. I like to see, but I took the whole post off because I was like, you know what? Fuck y'all. I don't want to see. What if wheelchair access? They've never been on Olympic Boulevard. There has never been someone in a wheelchair trying to get down my street on the sidewalk. I've been here 18 years and not seen one person.
Wow.
And you can still get by on a wheelchair if you needed to.
So they were saying it was your hedges were reached out onto the sidewalk?
Yes.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I thought.
And then the city guy was like, and you're responsible for at least 9 feet of clearance above. So the branch hanging over, you got to cut that. I'm like, that's the city tree. That's not my tree. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you're responsible for it.
What? Oh, hell no.
So I went up there and thank goodness it was rotted. I climbed up and was like, ram, and pulled that damn thing down. 2 of them. I was salty.
I know you.
And not for nothing, if they could have played it so much differently. Like if it was annoying me, I would have done it. I would have came to your door, but I would have come on the guys like, hey, like just FYI, some people might be like narking on you and snitching, knowing damn well it's me. But I'd be like, that I'm the only one that's annoyed by it. And I'd be like, but you might want to take a look at that bush and get that cut because you don't want somebody sitting on you.
Or leave a note or but even after the fact, when I said, just try to be a good neighbor, like for instance, my neighbor across up the way on Olympic has a big tree hanging over with guavas on it. It's on the city guavas on it. I took my picker because last year I remember there were guavas over there and there's some guavas. I said, I want some of these guavas, right? Went up there. Don't you know I went up there and picked about 8 guavas? I mean, they got a whole tree of it on the city's, on the sidewalk. But I picked about 10 guavas, gave it to my friend, made guava paste and cheese. One for me, and I took one over there, a whole brick like this of guava paste from their guavas with some Gouda cheese, and I brought it over to my neighbor. I said, you know what? You had your guavas over there, just so you know this is from your tree. Here you go. Oh, thank you. Those are for you. I said, no. This is for you because they're your guavas. There you go. Nice. We both win. That's, to me, being a good neighbor. Yeah. Even if I'm stealing your guavas. Yeah. And then I went back. When I was on my way over to bring my guava paste, I went back. All the other guavas were gone. So someone was picking those guavas. Not just me, but someone was picking guavas. At least I gave back to the guava maker.
Yeah,
anyway.
you was honest. You told them you took them. So I mean, whatever.
If you go missing, we know that you stole them guavas and might be in LA County Jail. Stop stealing.
It's on the city side on the sidewalk. If you're Richardson on the I was over here with my Ring camera again. I was like, who's at my thing? I see a man stealing my pomegranates. So I went right out there. I was like, hey. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, first of all, it's not on the city. It's in my driveway up next to my house.
Oh, so he had to go up into your driveway.
Oh, he had to go up my driveway and grab a pomegranate. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, yeah, they're not for everybody. They're mine. He's like, oh, I'm sorry.
That's on your property. Come on.
Listen to me. Times is getting hard, and this food inflation and gas inflation is hurting everybody.
That's gorgeous.
You got that. That looks beautiful.
Doesn't it though?
You got to be careful when you're growing food in your yard or in your trees, because people is desperate, man. They'll be like, ooh, oranges, ooh, avocados. And back to the whole neighborly thing. I'm just gonna say I'm very grateful that my little street is very small, and the 6 of us that live here, like, kind of, we know each other, and we'll say hi if we see each other, but we stay in our own lanes. We don't have no issues with each other because, child, all you got to do is hashtag neighbor wars on TikTok. The shit that people are going through in this world with their neighbors. I'm talking white, black, Chinese. It is a rainbow coalition of fuckery, of people getting mad. I mean, basic shit, because I mean, it's like the haters, like the Jones want to outdo the Joneses, keeping up with the Joneses. You know, one neighbor bought the house and the next door neighbor's been there forever, and they spruce up the house and they put up a whole fence because they have dogs and little children, and the next door neighbor's all pissy because they got a fence, then called the land surveyor in to do the land surveying to make sure that it's his property and this, that, and the other thing. And then the neighbor was so upset about this fence, and now they got cameras. You know, the new couple got cameras up and recorded the neighbor at like 3 a.m. This bitch is like 60, and she's out there with like what do you call them? Crowbars, trying to take the fence down. And I'm like, bitch. And another thing, we were talking about the Ring doorbell cameras and the doorbell cameras. Apparently people hate that shit. Like,
it's everything.
All out fights. Like, some people that live in apartments get it and put it on their door, and their neighbors are all pissed off. And you see like the people are posting the videos of their neighbor being all pissed off coming out of their apartment. So they're seeing it and they're like, fuck you, spray painting the lens. And I'm like, I can't believe people are getting so irate over goddamn doorbell cameras.
There's a lot of
ID channel
package stealing. There's a lot of package stealing going on.
I get that. Yeah. I'm still like, the fact that people are so incensed over doorbell cameras.
People are incensed about anything, and that just really takes it to another level. You ever see the show Neighbors That Kill or something? I think on the ID channel.
I saw that. There's another one called Fear Thy Neighbor.
Oh, Fear Thy Neighbor.
Yes, Fear Thy Neighbor. Well, I watched that and I was like, child, but that's a whole nother discussion. But I just think when I see those videos, I'm thankful that I have the neighbor that's right next to me. She's awesome. We respect each other. She's quiet. I'm quiet. And everybody else here is pretty much to themselves and quiet. Because I don't know what I would do if I had
minding your business.
I have a great next door neighbor.
Minding your damn business.
Yeah, I have a great next door neighbor. Shout out to Rich and Nan. Shout out to Rich and Nan. If you can hear me, you probably can't. You probably can't because you hear everything else.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was Richard that snitched on you?
No, well,
your good neighbor Richard done snitched.
Yeah, I talked to him and she's like, no, he put on the next door. I'm so sorry that happened to you, Chris. But I was like, anyway, so who knows?
All right.
Who knows?
Cover.
Let's get into
Tanya on me.
Lord Jesus. Let's get into it.
All right.
And
oh, I'm so hot. Let me take off my sweater.
What's that? Oh, why daddy?
you make a t-shirt of
It said why daddy?
This is why daddy. Maya. Oh,
that is really funny.
Oh, you taped it on it. I thought it was like your actual
Oh, no. I didn't. I had to. It's the ghetto, child. It's the ghetto.
It does look like a real t-shirt though. I thought like, how'd you get that made?
It was like,
that bitch is quick.
Right.
Why, daddy? Why? Look at the face though. Look at Maya's face. Like,
oh my good. Yeah. We starting with them. We might
as well, because then I gotta take. Well, I'll keep it on to see how long it lasts.
I do not like her at all. And he did get played.
He
and
did.
He played himself.
I'm glad he realized it. I think he's been it's been clicking and cooking and clicking on him the last few weeks. The crying is gone.
He's stronger.
He's much stronger than we anticipated him to be in the beginning. I thought he was going to be a real broke man, but that whole scene with his dog and everything, I felt so bad for him.
I cried.
But and this is what you would do for your partner, though. It's really what anyone would do for their partner. She's just undeserving of that kind of love.
Yes.
And I would bet every single penny that I have that if that were her dog, that dog would not be going nowhere.
No. She said it.
Yeah.
He said it. Yeah. I couldn't do it and I wouldn't do it.
So that's telling.
Mm-hmm.
Big time.
That's telling. And
it's also telling for him to see what he's willing to do for his marriage to this fucking bitch, the marriage, and to be the right type of partner to be in a marriage for, it shows what he's about too. He's going to find a good woman. He's going to find a good woman who likes a tall 2-pump chump.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I really don't like her. Well, let's just say Nate pegged her from day one. What y'all like? Oh, you know the 2-pump chump?
Yeah.
You ain't never heard
He's still got to work on his stamina.
But
Go ahead, Tanya. I'm sorry.
He's like, she's a liar. She's, Nate basically called it. Immature. And she's got her nose in everybody else's business, but except her own. And she's just unauthentic. I think she showed up when he gave away Maya. She showed up just to see. I think she showed up just to make sure that dog was going to be gone. I don't think there was anything genuine about it. And I didn't like the way that, the man gave up his dog. Those of us that have had dogs that are pet owners, those are our fur babies. And it's like, she was just, didn't even give him a minute to decompress that and accept the fact and mourn the fact that his dog is gone. And he said to her, she should have shut her mouth when he said to her, I hope this proves to you that I'm all in. She should have either just shut her fucking mouth and not said a word or did a or she should have said, yes, that proved, yes, I agree. What does she do? I just don't want that to be thrown in my face every minute. And the way her body language was away from him, where she should have been facing him. If she truly loved him or truly cared about his feelings, she should have been facing him and just provided a little bit of comfort to him. She gave him zero. Like I said before, she's just riding this wave until decision day. She ain't going to say yes. Now, I'll go back to the conversation that he had, him and her with Kristen and Mitch towards the end. I kind of thought it was kind of weird that he's like, well, if she's 90%, then that isn't, that isn't it for me or whatever. Or she has to be at 100 or whatever. I kind of disagree with him a little on that. But yeah, I don't know. I think he's basing his.
I can tell you one thing. His dog is gone 100%.
Basically.
His dog ain't gone 90%. His dog is gone.
Yeah, the dog,
17 hours his boy drove for 17 hours. I was like, that's
17 hours. Yeah.
That's a great friend.
Did you hear that bullshit that came out of her mouth? Oh, we can take a drive up there. Bitch, you ain't driving 17 hours to go see that dog. I don't like her. And I hope on decision day, I hope they ask her first what she wants to do. I hope she says, I want to stay married. And I hope he's
not. She's not. I believe that she's going to say no. And after, I believe that he was going to say no a couple of weeks ago. But I feel like it's confirmed that both of them are going to say no on decision day. Because like he said, why dodge a question when you are so adamant and so vocal about everything else, especially other people's business? And I asked you dead on, because I always wonder too, if the couples ask the other spouse, what are you going to say on decision day? Because I find it really kind of hard to believe that you don't have that discussion at that time. Because I know me, I wouldn't want to go in blind. I wouldn't want to go in thinking that he's going to say yes. And then he says no. And I'll be like, well, I asked you a week ago and you said yes, bitch. That's why I said yes. So I get it.
Do you think Merla told Gil that she was going to say yes, or did he think she was going to say no?
Yeah, I think he was blindsided with that. Weren't we all kind of? No, but she said yes. No, she said yes.
She did say yes,
so
but
we had all said that we thought she was going to say yes.
Because we all thought so. Anyway, I didn't want to go back, but I was saying, I don't know how much the conversation leading. I think you have a good idea, one way or the other, what they're going to say. I would imagine if you spent all this time with them, you're like, are they edging towards yes? And if they say no, why would they be saying no?
Mm-hmm. There would be some solid reason.
Even if you have a conversation about it, like we'll get into Miguel and Lindy in a bit, but even if you have all these conversations, whatever they say leading up to it, yeah, I'm totally in it. It's not going. It's going to be decision day that they're going to.
You always have that option, of course, to change your mind, even if you had that conversation prior to. But I'm just thinking that, yeah, for me, I would want to know, kind of, just like him, I would ask the question.
I do believe she's going to say no, just by the things that come out of her mouth. She said, like 90% of me is in.
I don't even believe it's that much.
I didn't believe it after she followed it up with, but there's that 10% of me where there's that little girl in me that's saying to myself, can I deal with this for the rest of my life? Deal with this. This is your husband. This is your marriage. Like she's saying,
he's not a bad guy.
Right. She said
5% her heart and 5% her head. Those are the two things that's the 10%. Her toe would marry Justin, or maybe her cooch, maybe not. Because if he's not singing it.
You said toe?
I said it's the 10% is probably her heart and her head are saying no.
Oh,
and the rest are saying yes. And then I said, well, maybe her cooch is not saying no too. So maybe it's 3 and 3%.
I thought that was like a nickname we gave somebody and I forgot, like Chin.
I know, right? Chin and Elf. Now, I mean, again, back to his stamina. At least he was honest about it and talking about it. A lot of people
for a year and a half, right? Year and a half.
That's what I was going to say. He was celibate. He wasn't having. I mean, he might have rubbed one out a few times, but that's different. But it's like, of course, if you've been celibate, like you said, Chris, by the second pump, he's like, oh yeah, oh, sorry, I'll have to get on the what is it, the treadmill to work up my stamina. And then her low-key insults. That's another thing I can't stand about her. She always gives him these low-key digs. Right? Do they have a machine that can help with your thrust?
Yeah, that was rude.
That was so rude.
Afterwards, I mean, the fact that the man is admitting to you that his sex game was a little weak, at least he was man enough to admit that to you and say, you know, it'll get better. I'll work on it. Maybe I can get on the treadmill, work up my stamina. And then she charged him with
and
that.
He also said, you mean the one time?
Yeah.
She didn't give him another chance.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't give him another chance. And he's probably trying, but she didn't give him another chance. She's like, can you work? Yeah, she's awful.
She's really awful.
She's really just
yeah, there's nothing authentic with her. And
she's definitely gonna get what she gives out. She's gonna get her a man, and he is going to be her karma, and it's gonna be. I wish I could see it.
Even if he says yes, I hope he says no, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
And now I'm gonna retire. I gotta take Maya off.
Why, Daddy? Why?
Bye, Maya. Bye, Maya.
Why, Daddy? Why? In the arms of the angel.
And also, I understand there's a way to incorporate the dogs together, that there was not a second chance, even though the dog it damaged the dog, right? Didn't he go to hospital or whatever?
Yeah, he messed up his eye.
There's a way to incorporate the dogs, where they could maybe learn to cohabit, but she ain't even having that. So
yeah,
she's like, fuck your dog.
The saving grace is that Meyer is now with his best friend, 17 hours away. So hopefully, if this marriage doesn't work out, maybe the best friend might be like,
when it does, it's not.
Yeah.
You can. I'll bring you Maya back.
Right.
We shall see. Anyway, shall we get on to who do you want to talk about next?
Oh God, can we talk about Nate and Stasha? That was painful.
Yeah. Go ahead, Nate, number one fan. Go ahead, Tanya. Go ahead, Nate, number one fan, because he's doing some sabotaging stuff going on.
You thought it was him?
Oh no!
Yes,
I thought it was her.
No,
okay.
The only thing that kind of made me go like, with Nate was when he was at her house. I get it. Look, she just built that house. She's got her shit going on. I get him as a man feeling some sort of way about that. And I like the fact that he kept going there with her. Like, if I'm going to be here, like, I need to have something that makes it feel like it's our house, and I'm just not living with you. Yeah. And she's got to give him that. I know it's going to be difficult, but she's going to have to give him that. But what got me like, what the hell? What you talking about, Willis? Was when he was like, well, what if we get mad, you get mad at me and you put me out, you're going to put me out? Or if our marriage doesn't work, I'm going to be homeless. I'm like, well, that's the point. I mean, you're not going to be homeless, but the point is, if you get a divorce, like, there's no expectation
any situation,
in the house.
Any situation.
Right. This is real world here. Like, you're going to get separated and you're going to stay in the same house under the same roof with them. That made absolutely zero sense to me.
And you save 3 to 4 months rent on what you would have been paying because you're staying at her house. So
if he's got money that he says he's making with his day trading or whatever the hell he's doing, then why don't you do this? You've got this brand new house with Stasha. If he was smart, he would go buy a small condo, like an investment property, or, well, I mean, San Diego is wicked expensive, so I'm sure he'd find like a small little condo or a fixer-upper house or something. Hell, she can help him with that. He can buy it and have it in his name, and he can rent it out, and then boom, you got your house. or you got your place, your condo, so that if you guys split, you have a place to go. Because we all know she ain't putting him on that deed. Not on that house.
Yeah.
Like she said,
I mean, you never know. I was surprised she took his name, but my thing with her was her whole facial expression, you know, how she behaved in the house. I wouldn't want to move in there with her if I was a guy. I would just be like, you know, you need some more time. Because even the whole thing about I like to keep things clean, and he's like, you don't keep things clean. You have dishes in the sink. Yeah, but in my new house, in my house, I'm not gonna have dishes in the sink. You know, the way she was carrying on. If I was Nate, I would have to slow her down some. I mean, like maybe we shouldn't live together for a while. I'll do like what what's the face did
Jose
last season, Steve and because she's not.
Oh yeah, Steve and Moy, annoying, yeah.
And she knows it, but she has to work harder to fix that. Because if I was him, I would be nervous about her. Because I don't care what she says, her whole attitude is if she gets mad, her attitude, even though she said she wouldn't say it, her attitude would be like, this is my fucking house, get out.
That's right. She has those tendencies where the slightest, whatever argument that they have after this show's over, if they stay together, that's the first thing gonna be, well, you upgraded with me. I can see it coming out of her mouth. You upgraded with me. You wouldn't be living like this if not for me. Oh, I can see that.
My point with her, I agree with what both you're saying about the house. She does need to let him have his own. Even if she gave him a man cave, do whatever you want in there, and then you can have input. And she said, I will give you input in this so we can work it together. What I had a problem with was about the kid, about the baby and all that kind of stuff. That's what I had a problem with him. Knowing that she's 37, she wants to have a kid, and she's going to have a kid the next year. Are you ready, Nate? Are you ready?
Doesn't sound it.
He don't sound like he's ready to have a kid. No. As well as his whole mother issue about, my mother wasn't, and she said, but Val was saying like, she was 23. I'm 37. Mm-hmm. I'm ready to have a job. And who's talking about how you gonna have fun with a baby? How you gonna have fun? I'm like, come on, Nate. You're
not poor. That's the difference.
Right. And you can have a babysitter, and you can go on a date, a nanny or whatever. And also, you don't know how you're gonna feel it. He also referred to it as the it baby, not my baby or he or she or this. It like it's an outside entity that like you're gonna have to deal with a dog or you're gonna have to deal with something else. That's what I had a problem with him with, of like, look, if she wants to get married, she wants to get married and have a kid. Mm-hmm. If you're going to commit with the tattoo and all this kind of stuff, that's on the tape. That she's been very clear. That's on the table of what she wants and what she needs, and time is of the essence. So if you want for him to be like, well, how are you gonna have? Well, you can't do anything. She's like, I don't do that anyway. I don't go out and have fun and get drunk anyway. That's what I have.
Not even traveling for 3 years until the kid is 3.
Exactly. That's ridiculous to me.
Couple of things. I think he got triggered. I think he has still not come to terms. This is how I took it with Nate. I felt bad for him. I mean, I was still kind of like, Nate, you're kind of taking it too far with what he's saying. But I also was like, I felt bad for him because I'm thinking he's thinking like they want to do date. I want to do date night. I don't think he had an issue with that. But like go out. Those were triggering for him. Like go out, go on vacation, do this, do that. I get it. I think he still has to come to grips and handle that trauma with what went on with his mom, because a couple of things came out about his mother. We haven't heard nothing about his mom this entire time. Apparently his mother was 3 when she married his 36-year-old father, and she was a drinker. She was in them streets. she had him and basically abandoned him, I guess, and went in the streets. She chose the streets and the partying and the boozing over her child. So I can see where he would be like, wait, what? Like, no. I think they can overcome that if they have discussion and they continue to go to therapy. Like they both go to therapy.
He needs to overcome that.
Yeah, he needs to, but I think she would, if as a good partner, I would be like, you know what, we're both doing our individual therapy. How about we, I want to have a baby within a year. How about we do like couples therapy and kind of address those underlying issues, like with your mom. I'm not your mother. Trust. Men that have mommy issues will bring the mommy issues into their relationships. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt to prove it. So he needs to overcome that. And it would be nice if she would just be his shoulder and his rock and be with him and go with him while he's going through that. Because he needs to resolve those issues first. But I think that she's going to be the one that her actions and the way that she is, that's going to probably make him walk away on decision day. I hope he doesn't. But it's going to be either something she says or something she does that he's going to be like, you know what, I can't do this. But I want
to know more than anything else, how did he get his hair from back here to up here? How did he take those little strands of knots that he had dangling off the back, and now they're up here looking like little
antennas?
Anyway, my thing about the baby, I want to ask. I think part of the way he was acting about, throwing out all these, we're not going to have fun with, that's the only kind of control he really has in the relationship, because she can't have a baby unless he put one in her. So to me, I felt like, especially after the whole house scene, and then he came back with, even though he has said it a couple of times before about, well, we're not going to be able to have fun. And, I agree with him that they should wait at least 2 years. I understand. I know, I get it, that it's her what is it, fertility clock or whatever it is, her biological, what is it? Biological clock, whatever. I understand her situation, but you really don't know somebody and don't for at least a good 2 to 5 years. I had my first child in my first year of marriage. Do not recommend. Do not recommend.
You're also young too.
Of course. And but even though they're older in numbers, they're not mature. Neither one of them. I mean, Stasha, the way Stasha acted at the house thing, that shows a level of immaturity on her side. And I know she's been going to therapy all these years, but she needs a lot more. There's still stuff going on with her. I see them having a baby in a year. I just don't think it's a great idea, because it's still, even with money, it still brings a different dynamic to the relationship. A child will bring a different dynamic. One will be all in, the other one might not be all in, and that might be Nate. And then, like Tanya said, until he deals with his mother issues and everything, and it does, and like you were saying, Chris, how he referred to it as it. To me, I see like just like a psychological distance that he has put with a child. I mean, and even though I was young and my ex-husband was young, there was a psychological distance, even though he was in the house with our children, that he had with them. And we weren't hurting for like money and struggling or anything like that, but he wasn't mentally prepared. Maybe if we had waited a few more years, he might have been able to get there. And I'm listening to Nate, and I'm like, let him get there.
They don't have time. They don't have time to get there. It's not like if she was 34 or 35, 37, you on the cusp, girl. You need to get those.
I get it. I just don't think it's ideal.
He knows that. It's not. I know it's not ideal, but he knows that that's what you want. And if he can't provide that for her, because that's the one thing that she wants. She has the house, she has the career, she has the money. She wants the marriage and the child. If he is not ready to give her a child, then he needs to be out.
He will, though. I believe he will. I believe that he will give her what she wants, but it might not be what she envisions her family life to be. It might be more her, because I can see it, her dropping the baby off, her picking the baby up, him doing a part, but not like a part of a man who really wants a child.
No, I don't think so. See, I got the different read on him. I think he's just petrified, number one. With the whole baby talk, because his whole dynamic changes when the subject of baby comes up, and I think that stems from his shit with his mommy shit. But I think when and if they have a baby, I think he's going to be like an exceptional dad, because he don't want that kid. He's not going to do to that kid what his mother did to him. Yeah. So I think he's going to pull up hands-on father. And if she don't want to go pick the kid up, or if she's like, I'm going to go out there and run my empire, I can see him being like, I'll stay home and be the stay-at-home dad and raise my child. And, I'll make sure the house is clean and what have you. Everybody always has these, Shahida, you could speak to this more, but everybody has these grandiose ideas of how their life is going to be, or how they want their life to be when they have children. And I don't know anybody that has kids that has said, it's been everything that I envisioned, like everything that I thought it was going to be, as far as like how I'm going to raise this kid, how we're going to live, and how we're going to do this. It's not that simple.
It's not simple at all. I mean, because it might have been all that I envisioned, but I didn't envision the other stuff.
Right.
I envisioned all the happy stuff, but I didn't envision all the other stuff. But my thing is, when it comes to men and we don't listen to them when they say they're not ready about children. We always be like, it'll work out when the child is here. And then you have these situations, a lot of times it does not work out when the child. Let's take Sierra, for example. Future. All these goddamn kids.
Girl, you know that is a bad example.
No. The reason why I said that is because this man has said about children. Oh yeah, he'll have them and he'll financially support them or whatever, but he's not that father parent. He'll get them when he does or whatever. But as women, a lot of times we say it'll change when the baby is here. And this is why we end up with so many deadbeat dads, because we made the decision that we thought, marriage or not, I'm not even talking about like, oh, you're dating somebody. I'm talking about in a marriage. And I can use myself as an example. Even though I got pregnant by accident because I was just stupid, but on my honeymoon without birth control.
Oh, girl, that's the honeymoon, baby.
I was gonna get it. I had an appointment when I got home, but it was too late. But anyway, but when people say that they're not ready, give them that time to get ready. Men, if they say they're not ready, give them that time to get ready. Make it a mutual decision. And I do think that Nate has the capacity to be a good dad, but if he's saying he's not ready and he needs to grow into it, I think she needs to respect that. I know this is what you want, but
she don't have time for that. She don't have time to. They don't have languishing time. She needs to get it done as soon as possible. And if he's not ready for it, then it's fine. He needs to move on. If he's not ready for a child in the next year, he needs to say, you know what, I'm not ready. And all due respect, he can say that. you know what? I love you. I like this. I'm not ready for a child. I'm not ready. I don't want a child right now. So we can't, it's not gonna work out. And she can be like, well, this is what I want. And she can find someone who can have a kid with her.
And but I don't think he would say that to her. I think he would just think it'll figure itself out when the child comes. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm rooting for them.
I want them to be all in.
It works out. Huh?
I said I would like them to both be on the same page and both of them be all in.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But again, I think they're both going to say yes. I mean, unless something drastic happens within the next couple of weeks, anything can happen. So,
I mean, have we seen any couples that have gotten married on any of these like dating to marriage shows where they had a baby within that year?
Yeah, there's a couple. The black couple.
What black couple?
Black couple, brown. They're brown. Like 3 seasons ago.
Wait, is that the first Boston when they came to Boston?
No, not Jephte and so and so.
Jephte and whatever.
The other, they're struggling.
Yeah.
They are struggling.
At first sight.
Because I was thinking about, like, I saw that who was it that I saw that? Oh, the girl from Love is Blind. Her, and she's pregnant. She married like Love is Blind. Remember Love is Blind?
Oh, the first couple that got married immediately.
Yeah, they're pregnant. Then I saw that the couple from 2 seasons ago, the Spanish dude and the black girl, they were really sweet.
Oh yes, Vincent and Brianna.
Yeah. She's pregnant. Looks gorgeous.
And remember her. Remember she wasn't trying to have children because of her blood pressure. You know, she was like she had a pre-existing condion where if she got pregnant,
she had fibroids too. They had one in the first year.
Yeah, I think so. I think they had one in the first year. The Texas people.
Yeah, I didn't watch that season.
Yeah,
they had one from season 7. But where's the one I'm trying to talk about?
A black couple. Because there's quite a few people with babies coming out.
Oh yeah.
But that wasn't the first year, though. It wasn't the first year. They were married.
No, I think they were married for like at least 2
years.
Yeah, at least 2 years. Yeah, Greg and Dawn.
Yeah.
Dawn,
and they actually were like a really good couple too, because it was a little. They made me nervous, but they were good together.
Yeah.
Why would they name the child Declan? That's an Irish name. Declan. Declan.
Why not?
People don't pay attention. They don't know.
Well, you already know.
Look at that.
None of our names are our real names.
Oh, Woody.
Oh, look at Woody and the baby.
Yeah.
Anyway. So it's encouraging to see. I mean, some good marriages, long, look like some at least 5 years or more.
Yeah, I mean,
those are mostly younger. She's 37. She needs to have a child.
I get it.
Now she's ready.
But when you look at it, though, I mean, with technology today, I mean, maybe she wants to have a baby before she's 40, and she doesn't want to be like a middle-aged woman raising teenagers. But look, the way the technology is today, if she's healthy and she's good, she can have a baby if she wants a baby. She ain't no need to be rushing.
And fertility with the fertility clinics and stuff like that, that's covered by insurance now. So a lot more women have more access to it.
Try out naturally, and if it doesn't work out, then find yourself a specialist. Look, she got all that money she claims she's sitting on. Figure it out.
Sitting on that money, I can tell you that much.
Oh yeah, she's sitting on
a house like that in San Diego. That's a good.
I was gonna say San Diego, and that property is nice. That's
a nice house.
That's $1 million house.
But yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
All right, who's on next? Who?
Lindsay and fucking. Man, come on, man.
I still don't like him. I'm sorry. He's trash. To take his ring off.
Wait a minute. You're talking about You're talking about Mitch and Kristen, not Lindy and Miguel.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Lindy and okay. Well, who are we talking about now?
I'm sorry, go ahead. We can talk about
So let's say Lindy and Miguel for last, because Mitch and Kristen. I thought that I agree with you, Chris. That was shady, taking off the ring.
Yeah, he
should have blaming it on his coworkers, like blaming it on his company. Like if I'd have said I was married, I got married, they would want to put me on stage and do this big old hoopla. Why not? You should be happy and proud that you're married. But Kristen took it like a champ.
She had no choice.
Yeah, that was shady.
Yeah.
It's like when I think he might be ready or might be turning the corner, and I know this is how she feels, when things are going smoothly, and it's only a day or two, it doesn't even seem like they go longer than over a week or so, he finds a way to fuck it up.
Again, peep the vocabulary that comes out of their mouths. What did he say to her? Look, he said to her as he was packing to go, oh, I'm going to be, it'd be good to get out, go and do this conference, what have you, because I can be like, I'm married Mitch, but then I can get out there and kind of like get some of that single Mitch back. And I'm like, time out. Flag on the play, motherfucker. There's no single Mitch anymore, bro. You're fucking married.
Yeah.
It's like, I would have been like, single Mitch? Like, single Mitch? So, what you gonna go like bar hopping and just like randomly, mac down women and have sex with women? What does single Mitch do that you miss so much?
Did you watch the after party?
I did.
What happened?
Because when he says, because single Mitch was like, I see what my life was like beforehand, but I also see what my life is like now, and I'm trying to debate between the two of which one that I liked, and I'm like,
I thought you were ready for marriage, sir.
He's not.
Because that's not something a person who is ready for marriage would even say. You already know what the single life is. You're not competing with the single life and a married life. There's no competition there.
And he's like, if I cheated on her, she'd know. I could not say it. I couldn't not. She would know because I couldn't lie to her. And I'm like, yeah, and he says, and I shouldn't. She kept asking me, so I shouldn't have given her so many details. I'm like, you dumb. You just.
And I think the reason why he was giving her so many details and being very like upfront with her is after that whole shit show on the beach when the sister told Kristen what he said about her, and then Kristen told the girls, and then Alexis opened her big ass mouth and said, oh, look natural and not do her hair and all this other shit. I think he was like, no, let me just full disclosure.
I think that was part of it too.
Everything on the table with her, answer every one of her questions so that I told her. But again, why my thing with him, stop talking about single Mitch. Stop talking about your life as a single. If you are not over that, then don't go on a show where you get married to a stranger. It absolutely makes no sense. And Kristen is so in it. Kristen just wants to be married so bad because of that fuckery that went with her last wedding, that the dude cheated on her. She just wants it to go well and be married so bad that she's willing. She ain't gonna tread them waters. She
gonna say no.
I think she is gonna say no too.
She's gonna say no.
Do?
I do.
Oh, definitely.
I think he's gonna say yes.
No, too much fuckery. He's giving way too much fuckery with she's doing it for the rest of the show of like, as I said, as you should, if you are not going to be do your best in the time what they still have together. Go surfing with the dog. Be all friendly and this, that, and the other nice. But when she's like, oh, really? She didn't get mad at all with the no ring. She wasn't like, I can't, my feelings are hurt. Oh, blonde beach girls. Oh, okay. She's done. She's done. She knows that.
I think she's done too.
She knows that he's not going to be what she needs, because he's still so ambivalent about, oh yeah, no, I really enjoy, I really enjoy our time together, and you don't want that.
It's so hollow and fake.
He talks to her like a friend. Like I enjoy our time together. Like when we're together, I enjoy our time together. When they went to the beach, she's doing and giving him everything he asked for. He wanted someone that he got all, he lit up. Do we not remember the matchmaking show when he lit up like a Christmas tree? But he was like, oh my God, if I could like find that girl that likes to go to the beach and likes to get on the surfboard, she's right there. She even got a damn life vest for the dog and that was cute though. I have to say that. But I have to say this. I want to go surfing too.
Oh my God.
I thought that was hilarious. When he put that pug on the fucking surfboard and was going, and she was in the back. It was like she hit the lottery. You just see her in the background. She's like, yes. I was like, this girl loves that dog. Yeah. Oh, that was cute.
But see,
I think she's gonna say yes.
Yeah,
I'm thinking the opposite. I'm thinking he's gonna just be like, you know what? Forever is a mighty long time, and I'm here to tell you, I'm not saying yes. I'm saying no. You're a good homie.
If he goes first and he says yes, I think she will say yes.
Really?
If he says no, she's definitely gonna say no. But if she goes first, she's gonna say no. But I think if he says yes, I want this marriage, she's gonna be like, oh my God, he's finally declared his love for me and this love for this marriage. If he says yes first, she's gonna be like, okay, finally, because she said, unless we have sex and you say I love you. Those are the two things I'm gonna walk. If they had sex, that's off one. If he says I love you and I want to stay married, she's gonna say yes. She's gonna be pulled, like Connie's saying, so pulled into. Finally, I'm getting the what I want. Finally, I'm getting what I want. All this other fuckery. Finally, I'm getting what I want. But if he says no, she's gonna say no. If she goes first, she's gonna say no. I'm telling you. But if he baits her with that yes, she's gonna be like, first of all, it's gonna be so hard for her. It's gonna be so hard for her. If he says yes first, it's gonna be so hard for her not to say yes too.
Yep.
It's gonna be so hard. She's gonna be like, you want to get married? He's like, yeah, I've thought about it. I'm letting single Mitch go on, and I love what we have. That's enough. She'll be like, then yes. I bet.
I don't know. I see it differently. I think if he says yes, I think she's still gonna say no.
I think she's gonna say yes. Either way. I'm an agreement.
All she wants from him is the validation that he's in it.
Yeah.
Right. And she keeps saying every week that he has validated that, and he hasn't done it.
He hasn't validated it at all. He's still
she said it last week. Remember, she said it last week. That's all she wanted. She wasn't going to bring up when he said that, he was attracted to her, that, he was in the car ride down to the retreat. And then that's when they did the whole bow and arrow thing. She's like, because he felt that he validated what she wanted to hear, and he hasn't done anything differently.
And the only action that would change all of that is him saying yes on decision day. That's the only thing in the world that would change everything because that for Mitch to say yes, it's going to take a whole lot of extra. Something else is going to have to be a miracle for Mitch to say yes, because Mitch ain't saying yes. But if Mitch says yes,
I think he is going to say yes.
I think he is going to say yes.
I think he's going to say yes.
Mitch ain't going to say yes. Bitch ain't gonna say yes.
All right. We gonna be
I can't wait.
happy or disappointed people.
You think Mitch gonna say yes?
I think he's gonna say yes.
You think Mitch is gonna say yes?
I do.
The two of you both think Mitch is gonna say yes?
Yeah, I think they're both gonna say yes.
See, but I think she's gonna say no.
Okay. We'll see. I think it all depends on who goes first. But yes, that's gonna be a good one.
I'm gonna need
down 105
I'm gonna need on decision day. All the women gotta go first. Fuck that shit. I'm gonna need all the women to go first. That's all I'm saying.
So we can get into Lindy and Miguel.
Well, my stance hasn't changed from last week. I'm sorry. Lindy is nobody. I want a grown ass woman. I didn't sign up to marry a fucking teenager that all they do is
all Miguel does is gaslight the. That's all he does.
That's all he does.
Is gaslight.
I don't see it.
And he is the king of it. I would, you know what I want so bad? I want Miguel to talk to Tanya for an hour and gaslight her the way he gaslight Lindy. Because for you to see what we're fucking talking about, because this guy is full of shit.
Listen to me, Miguel. We wouldn't have them problems because I'm a fucking adult, and if I don't like Dungeons and Dragons, and guess what, Miguel?
He's smooth with it.
But see, I don't care. I'm never been that way. You can have your likes. Ooh, that looks so good. Ooh, you ready for the trick-or-treaters?
Can I just tell you, I have a whole bowl from Costco. And I've eaten probably at 100, they give me 150 pieces, whatever. I've eaten 50.
First of all, you need to stay your ass the hell out of Costco.
Look at him eating that. Damn it.
Stop eating the candy. It's for the children.
I'm the children.
It's October, 14th.
That's what you get for buying the chocolate all sooner. Anyway, back to this. Look at here. If Miguel was my man, first of all, and if I date a man and his passion is Dungeons and Dragons or pickleball or basketball or football or whatever the fuck ball or whatever his interest is, if it is of no interest to me, I'm not going to pretend to have an interest in it. I'd be like, babe, Dungeons and Dragons, look, I don't care. Still go to your Dungeons and Dragons little things. Hell, you can bring your little friends over here and I'll make you snacks. And then I'll go in the room and watch my Lifetime television while you guys are in the living room playing your Dungeons and Dragons. But me, I have no interest in it and I don't want to learn it. I'm good. And he's going to respect that because I'm an adult and I told it to him like an adult. I'm not going to sit there and be like, if we're having a conversation, if I ask him to read me his poetry and he starts reading me his poetry, whether we're on a horse-drawn carriage or sitting on the couch and there's a good show on TV, I'm going to pay all my attention to him.
No, you would not. Tanya, you know you would you would not. If you're watching your neighbors on fire and he's like, hey, baby, I want to read you.
But then if I'm watching it, I would be asking him.
You watching my show? This is my show. This is my show. But baby, Tanya. The sun rises and sets. I don't know how it gets.
But here's the thing.
You can say what you want.
Asking him.
But I don't want.
Ask him to recite a poem to
I'm
me.
gonna haunt. You be like, nigga, shut up. Negro, shut your ass up. I'm watching Bridgerton.
I'm drinking my wine and I'm watching my show.
You would not stop everything you would and do that.
But I wouldn't ask him either. See, that's the thing. You got to know your shit. I wouldn't ask him about if I'm into something, I'm not going to ask him, you like poetry? Oh, recite me one of your poems. No, I don't care about poetry.
You already listened to these poems.
I've already heard that. Love you, boo-boo, but we good. See, she is just like, so like, and then when he's talking to her, Perfect example. When she was bitching and complaining to her friend's face said it all. She couldn't shut her mouth to let her friend get a word in edgewise. She was like, and her friend's just like.
Miguel says to her, if you're bad-mouthing me to anybody else except me, that's not really fair of you to bad-mouth. Miguel, shut your, that's total gaslight. You can't talk about me to anybody else but me.
No, but I agree with you on that. That was stupid on his part, because what did he do? He took his friend upstairs to the roof deck and was having a conversation about her with his female friend, and left her in the kitchen with her. I mean, Lindy's in the kitchen with her female friend talking about him. So the both of them are venting to other people. So
he said, I don't want you to talk to anybody else about me, but to me. He said that in the conversation when they showed the camera above. He's like, no, I don't want you bad-mouthing me. If you can't tell me what it is about me, why are you bad? And in the after party, he saw it. And yeah,
come on, Wi-Fi, get it back.
Still understood.
What did he say on the after party? Because I noticed he has a lot of bad behavior, and then he comes back and apologizes and say, "Oh, I had bad behavior."
That's his MO.
That's his MO.
Yes, that's what he does.
And all the thing I don't understand is how. Okay, I get it, because Lindy was horrible too, because
she's a lot. Yes.
When they were talking about changing the name. And he had got the insurance, and then she did this whole stupid analogy, and it was like you said that you needed him to do that for you to show that you were all in, and he's saying he needs you to change your name to show that you're all in. Your analogy did not make any sense, ma'am. It was a give and a take, and you took, but you didn't give anything.
Thank you. Because she kept, in that episode about the insurance, when she was basically cussing him about if I get hit by a bus. Bitch, first of all, my question to you is, how are you a physical therapist? Who do you work for? Like, you can't possibly work for a medical center or any type of legitimate healthcare company.
Maybe she's a contractor. Is it possible that she's like a contractor or something?
Maybe she could be, but even then, why don't you have insurance? You got the Affordable Care Act out there. There's no reason why she shouldn't have insurance. That's not Miguel's problem. But here's the thing: she berated him. What did he do? He put her on the insurance, and he was right to be like, well, you're not even take my name. And what does she do? He gives her the insurance card. And she goes into this. Now I can go get a doctor's appointment and ding. And what does she do? She turns around and starts with the whole name thing. And then she starts, I don't changing my identity. Bitch, you all made an agreement.
Her to take his whole name. He doesn't even want the hyphen. He doesn't even want the hyphen.
Yeah.
No, and then he said he was well within his right, because I would have said the same shit to her when she's like, I'll be good with being Ellery for the rest of my life. And he's like, well, then good, keep that. Because that was the response I would have given her ass too.
And he apologized for that on the after party.
He apologized for that.
Yeah,
bullshit.
But he did, because he knows that was fucked up to her. That was fucked up to her.
That's on her. Listen to me. Lindy is a classic. Her MO. Everybody knows one. That bitch likes to dish it out. She wants to poke the bear.
He likes to dish it out too.
That's all he does.
And when it gets thrown back at her, she goes into the fetal position and starts crying like a little bitch. I don't like her.
Don't like her. We're not saying we like her either, but you don't see them both as being assholes? You don't see that man as being an asshole?
No.
Oof.
No. I think he is just a man that has run out of his patience. I don't doubt that he loves her.
At all.
He's looking at her like, I didn't sign up to be with no kid.
If that was the case, he wouldn't keep coming back and saying, I love you so much. You're so wonderful.
And he wouldn't come back and be like, I'm an asshole in this situation. I should have handled it better.
as well as he said in the after party, or where he said, you know, what would be the change about her that wouldn't make you want to love her? And he said, if she grew up and if she woke up and it wasn't her, like she's perfect, she's wonderful as she is. He's like, yes,
he says that all the time, though.
He does
afterwards.
Yeah, I actually turned off the after party after like 10 minutes because I was just like, nah, whatever. But I missed that part. So I get that. Where if he's like, I love her.
Done it in the episodes.
And I get that gaslighting part, because what he should do is just tell her about herself and just say, look, I don't like the whole baby acting thing. You know, I get you were raised a certain way, but that still doesn't warrant you to, you know, have these childlike actions. That's just not, for me, that's just not attractive. Ugh. And I hope he says no. I hope he's going to say no.
Oh, he's definitely going to say no.
Oh, he's going to say no.
I believe 100% that they both say yes.
Mm-mm. If he says yes, if they both say yes, they both deserve everything they get from each other, because that is not going to be a good relationship.
I will say one thing about her too. When she's all, no, I'm not going to say it. No, but I think they're going to both say yes. I think they're both going to say yes. Because I think that he likes that bit of control that he has.
Loves it.
Loves it.
He loves stringing her like this, and I'm gonna give you something, then I'm gonna take it back, and then, oh, I'm sorry. He's gonna smack her, and then go, oh, I'm sorry, babe. Did I smack you hard? Oh, you know what? I love you. Oh,
I don't think she'll let him get away with a whole lot because she is a little bit crazy. But I think that she says yes because her whole idea is, I think she's one of the few couples that really get in it to be married forever. I think that's her thought process.
Listen, the only advice I can give Lindy right now is, bitch, you got what? How many more weeks left in this process? Or 7 more days till the decision day? You better schedule yourself a whole lifetime worth of doctor's appointments and get that, make good use of that insurance card, because Miguel is going to drop your ass like a hot potato and take your ass off of his insurance immediately.
I don't think so. I cannot wait for decision day, because I think that, I don't think it's not going to be a surprise to me, but I think that they both say yes.
I don't think he's going to say yes at all.
I think she desperately wants. He's got her so strung out. She's definitely going to say yes. She doesn't know what to do, yes. And she wants.
He loves how he has that power.
He dangles it like that. What? Oh, I'm sorry, babe. Did I do that? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I smack you across the? You know what? I'm sorry. I'm gonna smack you across the face. Backhand. Oh, did you get backhand? Oh, you did you? You know what? I should have backhanded you. I should just.
Oh my God.
That's all he does. That's all he does.
Yeah. I don't know. Either way.
Can we talk about? The Justice and Alexis.
We talked about everybody.
Yeah, we did everybody. So when is next week is
I don't think it's airing next week.
No, it's another show, another different type of episode. Like
because it brings people back from the past thing, what they think is going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and then so it's going to be November.
You know they're going to drag this shit out. It'll be Thanksgiving by the time that shit airs.
I hope not. I'm ready for it to be over. I mean, I did actually like this season, though. I know I did like it. I did. I
will say I like this season more.
I like it better than Boston.
Yeah, I liked it better than Boston because in the beginning, it seemed like all of these couples really wanted to try, like, to be married and be in this and try to work it out. And we'll see. But on that note,
I think my evaluation of the season is there's no one I really care about. Really, I want them to work. Even Nate and Stasha. I'm really rooting for them. There's no one I'm really, if they get together and they last, good for them. But there's no one I'm like Woody and Amani or someone I'm like really like, oh man, I hope they work out. They look like no one in this. And that to me is my evaluation of the season. If you're trying to set up 5 different couples, You hope one of them you're gonna be like, come on, you can do it.
That's the couple. That's the couple.
No, none of these couples.
I do like Nate and Stasha. I do.
That would be
I'm not rooting for them. I'm just like, I like them, but I don't.
Exactly.
I'm rooting for them. I'm all in with Nate and Stasha. I like them, and I'm rooting for them. I hope they make it. I hope they have a baby.
I hope they make it. I'm just not happy. I'm just.
We'll see. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. It'll be interesting.
Good for you.
Boom, boom. I'm rooting for them. But you know who I'm really rooting for? And then we're going to end this.
Oh, my God.
In the arms
She's awful. She's just awful.
She is. She's not even pretty no more. I'm so over her.
In the arms of the angel.
All right. Let's go.
Next week.